Pretty well for us.
This is Ron Hastings in the back of the audience here. You've just heard George Wortley claim victory. He says he'll do it on the absentee ballots as well. Now let's go down to the hotel. Jackie Robinson standing by with Rosemary Pooler.
What should we ask you?
All night, and I have no reason to believe that the absentee ballot will break in any direction other than the way the vote broke tonight, and I think that we're going to win this race.
Rosemary, are you also claiming victory?
Oh, sure. Well, we're claiming that we're ahead, and that's enough for tonight. We're going to go to sleep tonight not knowing exactly who won, but we think we're going to be the ultimate victor.
Okay, obviously we have two people here both claiming victory, George Wortley and Rosemary Pooler, and we will see in the next couple of days who that winner is going to be. Why? Just a minute, we'll have Rosemary a little bit more. Maybe the next Congress. Rosemary, can you talk a little bit?
Okay, Jackie, thank you. As George Wortley said, certainly if not one of the most historic, one of the most exciting congressional races in history. We'll have more of our election results coming up in just a moment.
Hill's Housewares Fair brings you another exceptional value. Save on this quality Samsung microwave oven. Big enough for a roast or big casserole. You could pay more elsewhere, but Hill's price just $89.78 every day. That's an exceptional value. The Samsung microwave oven, part of a big selection at Housewares Fair.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hill. Check us out. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Together in this new, a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming your way. Together at Disney. Come on, let's play.
It's your time to break away now.
It's one fun.
Extra fun.
Disney World's a great vacation.
Zippity-doo-dah.
Zippity-yay. Together at Disney. I'll never get them out of here. Wonderful day.
Wednesday begins Faye's Drugs' gigantic half-price Christmas sale. Save 50% on Faye's huge gift selections. 1 week only at Faye's. Obviously not your average Christmas store.
More of our election results available now. We're going to check first the race for governor of New York State. And as it has been all evening, it's still Mario Cuomo's race. 47% of the statewide vote in, and Mario Cuomo now leading with 65% of the vote. 1,254,000 votes to Andrew O'Rourke's 604,000.
Switching now to the U.S. Senate, Al D'Amato is going to go back to the Senate. The 49-year-old Long Islander has 57% of the vote, state vote, and 56% of that vote is in. So he's got a 57% margin. Mark Green, the Democrat, with 41% on that race.
And the Attorney General results in now has Robert Abrams is seeking a third term now with 2% of the statewide vote in. Abrams with 38,000 votes to Peter King's 21,000. No votes showing for Michael Hardy. So it appears Robert Abrams doing well there statewide.
State Comptroller with 2% of the vote in statewide. Ned Regan will be going back to that position with 58% of the vote. And Herman Badillo with a slimmer margin. Tobin and Fridley with just 2% there on that one.
All right, now the Onondaga County vote on the Proposition 1, the Environmental Quality Bond Act. 100% of the vote in now, and it has passed in Onondaga County with 73% of the vote. Remains to be seen what happens on Proposition 1 with the statewide vote across New York.
County legislature, the 15th district. Now, this is a really tight race. Christine Gray was appointed to that one. She has 49%, and Ron Stott with 51%. They're going to fill the vacancy of Frank Rose when he passed away earlier this year.
And in the 20th district for county legislature, that one where Fogarty was appointed in June when David Holohan resigned after pleading guilty to endangering the welfare of a child. The appointee, Brian Fogarty, with 2,075 votes. He's trailing Kathleen O'Hara Campolita, 2,853 votes for her.
County court judge with 100% of the vote in. Kevin Mulroy has that one, 54%, the Republican, over Charlie Welch with 46% of the vote. Kevin Mulroy, of course, town justice.
And in Onondaga Sheriff's race, it was never expected to be a contest, and as you can see there, certainly not. Sheriff John Dillon will be going back for a 4th term, winning handily over Joe Bartley.
And the Onondaga County Clerk, Elaine Lytle, the current clerk, will also be going back, 100% of the vote in on that. She's got 55%. Susan Farr, the Republican, with 45% for clerk.
And now we'll take a look at the 4 state assembly races, and they are expected to be easy victories for the incumbents. And as you can see there, Michael Bragman well out ahead there with 77% of the vote in the 118th.
119th, 100% in. Clyde Ole had a pretty good showing, but Bill Bush, the longtime incumbent, just too strong with 63%.
And in the 120th rather, Mel Zimmer, 70% of the vote there, 100% of the precincts reporting over Joseph Longo, and it looks like an easy re-election.
Same for High Miller, 74% of the vote, really no question about that one, in the 121st Assembly District.
Okay, we'll have more of our election night coverage right after this.
We need some live entertainment.
Madman! Hey, Fuller! You bring Whoppers for everyone? It's a big classic. What? From Wendy's.
They've never heard of... You haven't either?
Okay. The Big Classic.
Introducing Wendy's new Big Classic. The soft Kaiser bun, the fat tomatoes, the fresh toppings, the beef. This is the good stuff.
Big classic, big classic, big classic.
Easy, crowd.
When Central New York needs country, FM 108 WRRB.
Chocolate. Rich, mouth-watering Hershey's chocolate. America's favorite chocolate for generations. That's the chocolate you get every time you bake a batch of cookies with Hershey's chocolate chips. Every chip is pure Hershey's, so every cookie is pure pleasure. Hershey's chocolate chips. They're real chips off the old block.
Nothing but very best goes into Joseph Cream Berry Ice Cream.
Well, today's election is very important across the country. It's a race to maintain or regain a majority in the Senate. 34 Senate seats were up this year. All 435 seats were up in the House. The Democrats needed to win 4 seats in the Senate to regain the majority. They lost in 1980. The way it looks now in the Senate, the Republicans will hold 42 seats, the Democrats 46, with 12 undecided. The race still too close to call, with results still coming in. And in the House, the Republicans have won 177 seats so far tonight, the Democrats 258.
Briefly, in other news happening tonight, there is some confusion about reports stating the U.S. sold weapons to win the freedom of American hostage David Jacobson. The Iranians now say former National Security Advisor Robert McFarlane may not have been in Iran after all. Earlier today, they said he had been there to make a deal for the release of the hostages. The White House, however, firmly states it did not make any weapons deal with Iran.
Meanwhile, there is hope tonight that 2 more Americans may be released from captivity in Beirut. One of them could be associated